Fest, which are just beautiful. This is the time of the year that the poinsettias are truly celebrated. Many families and many businesses decorate with them and just add some of the red color for the holiday season. Joanna, we've had a lot of phone calls, and I'm very curious too. Are they poisonous, and who are they poisonous to?
No, actually, poinsettias being poisonous is a myth, Brittany. They're not poisonous to humans, and they're not poisonous to animals. The problem is that some people might have a mild reaction to the sap that's in the bracts, and so you know, it's just like it might turn red, it might get itchy, just like a latex allergy or something like that. Now, some people are more sensitive to them than others, but poinsettias are not poisonous. So don't fear bringing them into your home. If animals eat it, they might get a little irritated around their mouth, but it is not poison. It's just a reaction, and not all animals will have that. Not all humans will have that. So they are not poisonous. Bring those into your home and enjoy those for the holiday season. And we're going to be visiting with Mammoth Cave Transplants today, Brittany, and Janet Dennison is going to tell us exactly how to take care of them so they'll last the entire holiday season.
That's right. Meet us at Mammoth Cave Transplants, where we'll see all the beautiful variety of poinsettias. We're at Mammoth Cave Transplants, surrounded by the beautiful poinsettia plants. And this is quite a treasure to be here today. It's quite the find. There's not very many places locally that you can go and buy your locally grown poinsettia plant to enjoy this holiday season.
Yes, Brittany, because it is a tropical plant, and some people, some homeowners and gardeners, even your best gardener, sometimes has a little bit of trouble getting this poinsettia to be beautiful all holiday season. But Janet Dennison, co-owner of Mammoth Cave Transplants, along with her husband David, is going to give us those tips to make sure that our poinsettias are beautiful the entire holiday season.
Well, I need all the help I can get, so I'm excited to learn.
All right, Brittany. We're here with Janet Dennison with Mammoth Cave Transplants in Brownsville. Now, Janet, thanks for letting us come out here today.
Welcome.
It's always a great adventure to come out here because you guys have so much to offer right here in our backyard. Throughout the season you have, I know right now you have these poinsettias, but you have shrubs and ferns and pansies, all kinds of stuff.
We do. We grow something. We have something growing 365 days of the year. We've already started our Boston ferns for next year. We started them in June, so we have about 2,500 growing. And the 1st of February, we'll start bedding plants, hanging baskets for next spring.
And right now you have 9,000 of these beauties. Now, I know, Janet, sometimes people, they get a little frustrated with poinsettias because they look this great, they take them home, and then something starts to happen to them. So give us the secret about how to take care of these poinsettias.
All right. One of the first things that you need to think about a poinsettia, they don't need to be cold. They don't need to be in a place that's cold and drafty. They prefer sun. They are a tropical plant, so they really like sun. Now, sometimes I take mine to my house, and after a week or so, they'll look all right, but they'll kind of fade. So they really need some sun to keep them bright. Also, watering. That seems to be a problem with poinsettias, and poinsettias are a tricky plant that don't like to stay wet. They don't want to dry out, but they don't like to stay wet. So what you should do when you water your poinsettia is take it out of its cover and take it to the sink and water it really good. Let the water drain out and then put it back in the cover. Probably more people kill a poinsettia overwatering than they do underwatering.
Right, because the bracts start to kind of wilt and we think, oh, it's dry, it needs more water. But this wrapper here, it actually keeps the water in there.
It does.
And you have to find that happy medium of moisture. Is that right, Janet?
That's exactly right. I know some people that just punch a hole in the bottom of the foil and maybe set it in a plant saucer or something. You could do that, but it doesn't need to set in water. It needs to drain. And then it needs to actually dry down a little bit between waterings. You don't need to water these every day. Even if you do have a drain hole in it, you need to let the moisture drain out, let the plant get a little bit light feeling. Not dry, but a little bit light feeling, and then water it again.
Okay. Now this is an unusual color, Janet. I mean, we're used to the reds. Is this a different variety?
Yes, it is. This one's called peppermint, and it's kind of a peachy pink, and it's kind of got a raspberry color spatter. This one's not totally colored yet, but when you look at it, it's kind of a peachy color with a little deeper pink spatter. It's very pretty when it gets fully mature. It's a very pretty plant, and it looks pretty in certain locations, you know.
So if you wanted something maybe just a little bit different, you can get that variety. Now this one is your white variety, is that correct?
Right.
And so this will add a little bit of different color than your traditional red. Now this one's so much larger than this one, Janet. What's the difference?
Okay. this little plant, this is what we call a 4-inch plant, and it was planted a couple weeks later just to stay small. This looks pretty as a little table decoration. Maybe, I'll tell you what I do with mine. I set one in the bathroom on the little table in the bathroom because for Christmas, when everybody else is finished, whatever's left I take to the house and I decorate every room of the house. So I'll set these little ones.
So I want to come back at Christmas time and see how you've decorated with all these different poinsettias. Now, is there any difference in the way you care for them though?
No, there's absolutely no difference in how you care for them. There again, I don't put them in a draft, but don't put them to where don't put them in front of a heater to where hot, dry air just blows on them all the time, because that will ruffle them up and it'll bruise them and scratch them. These will almost get a scratched look on them. So just put them in a warm, sunny spot.
Okay. Now, I know one time I went and purchased one and I put it in my vehicle and it got really cold that night. That's not good to do.
No. And the thing of it is, after they've been chilled like that, they're not going to recover.
Okay.
You know, they're pretty picky. They're not going to recover. So don't leave one in your vehicle. What we do is when somebody buys it, we put it in what we call a plastic sleeve. And if it's really cold, you know, we're really careful. We warm our vehicles before we deliver any of these. So we're
Tender
really
loving care.
Tender loving care. That's what we give these. But they're really not hard to grow. I know people that keep them even after Christmas, and a lot of times spring will come and they'll still have the bracts on them, and they'll just grow them as a green plant all summer.
Now,
and they'll get quite large.
You mentioned the bracts. Everybody thinks that the red part, that this is the actual flower, but actually this is just a leaf, right?
Right. Just a specialized leaf. That's all that is. Right.
And the flower is actually in the middle. So these are just like the leaves changing colors in the fall.
Exactly. The leaves start changing, or the bracts start coloring on these just about the same time the leaves do in the fall. There's nothing magical about it. When the day and nights are even, you got 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of dark, which happens September the 23rd, they start to color. So that's what sets the pattern for these plants to color.
Now, Janet, I know everybody has seen these and they probably want one for their own home. Can people come up to the store here and, and buy these?
Oh yes. We're here Monday through Friday from 8 till 4 and Saturday 8 till noon. We have all of them for sale. You can come and choose. We have 4 greenhouses full. You can choose from any one. Unless we have it designated, unless somebody's already designated, you can choose whichever one you want.
All right, well, so we invite everybody to come out to Mammoth Cave Transplants, get one of these beautiful poinsettias, and while you're here, you can gain a lot of great knowledge from Janet. Janet, thanks for being with us today and visiting with us. We'll see you back at the cottage.